Hey everybody, it's Sophia from No Love Lost 2.0. And today we are going to go into part 2, is cheating okay? So we're going to piggyback on last week's episode or this week's episode because I might put this part 2 out with it. So we're going to go back to, is cheating a deal breaker for you or not? So we're going to go back to that situation where I was telling you guys about a friend of mine's friend who was doing threesomes with his boyfriend, and then one of the people they was doing threesomes with took the boyfriend. So this is one of the people's perspective from the situation.
Just being stupid. What's going on? And he looked at me like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I said, okay, I'm glad I know what I'm talking about. All right, I don't know what I'm talking about. I said, but I'm not gonna actually over you. I said, you know what? Um, I'm gonna support you no matter what, right? Because I took it from your playbook. I said, because you're like, you know what? I might not like.
And he goes on to explain how the person that I don't care for, the individual, I don't care for his friend because they're not a good friend. But I just was like, hey, you know what? If that's your friend and I support you regardless. So that's what he's talking about, guys.
I, that's what I'm worried about. I support you. So when me and him, I told him, I said, you know what? I'm gonna support you. Well, I'm gonna tell like it is. You're not gonna like it.
Okay.
That's why I stay shut. But this, I wasn't shut.
Oh,
I was like, shut up, I'm stupid. I said, no, you
yeah,
stupid.
call him stupid.
You know when he said, oh, you just don't understand. I said, but that's not what you told me.
Oh,
Going freaking crying, begging for him for 3 years.
yes, 3 years.
He comes back, and now y'all rushing. That said is way too fast. No.
Yeah, that really don't make sense. That definitely don't make sense for y'all to have been broken up for 3 years and y'all was cheating on each other left and right, and then he leaves you for the guy that y'all had a threesome with, and now you're offering him a job. That's crazy. That is
He's saying all these things to you, and all this going on. You offer him a job, and then he accepts it. And instead of you wanting to take things slow and get to know him because he's gonna be an acquaintance, you already want him as an acquaintance. You're gonna offer him a job because he's good at marketing, so he can make you money. At the same time, you can see him all the time. At the same time, you have control over him because you're his boss. So if he tries to play you, he'll be playing himself, messing up his own money, trying to mess up your money, or whatever the case may be. It's I mean, I can say that everything has to lead to control. You gotta control something.
That's just narcissistic behavior. When somebody feels like they have to be in control all the time in order for things to go in a way that they want, that is somebody that wants to lead you only in the control that they have. They want to be the ruler of your life. They want to control all aspects. That's why I tell people it's best to keep certain things separate, even in relationships.
So I get it where now, I guess you reached out, but he's coming to you and he wants to meet up with you fast and he wants to do all these. Now he's coming to you. I can see why you will cover all your bases. So no matter what he does, you won't get hurt because you got everything covered on yourself. I get it. Because if I wanted to reconnect with someone that cheated on me, did me dirty, spread rumors on me, do all this shit, and then they come back to me, you think I'm gonna welcome them with open arms and be like, yeah, I miss you, let's come together,
Okay?
allow you to give you a second chance,
And a job.
and yes, I get why you're like, you know what, you look like you might be struggling, you get a commission job, you get a job that's not really permanent money, you don't know how much you're gonna get paid next week, and so I can understand where he's coming from, but I don't do that. That's way too much energy, way too much thought process, way too much to
Way too
figure out.
much, bro.
If I just want to be an acquaintance with you, why does it matter when we hang out? Why does it matter when we talk or whatever the case may be? Why does it matter? I just want to be cool with you.
Because he doesn't really want to be acquaintance. The reason why he offered the young man a job is so that he can take control again. So that now that he can make his schedule, make him work when he work, and he can be in control. That's what narcissists do. They will and they'll cry about you for years, and they literally will say how mentally it fucked them up that you left them. But that's narcissism right there. That is an emotional pattern of control. That's somebody wanting to take control of a situation that they don't have control over no longer. And now they sitting here putting something in front of your face that seems appealing, but that comes with a cost. That comes with something that you have to do, which sometimes may be your pride.
Matter. I don't need to hire you. I mean, if I'm desperate for a receptionist and I'm desperate to, to not want to hire nobody else, I just get someone quick to make me money, and I'm gonna do that. But why does it matter that I gotta have you under my control? Why? Why? What is you telling me you had a boyfriend and all these things that where you live or how you live or everything that you're telling me? Why are you telling me this? Why does that matter? I don't care. All I care about is having you back into my life and we can start some sort of an acquaintance and just find something to talk about and and just chill and be cool. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
And that's not before you can say it. That's how I said, oh, so you want me in a relationship again?
yup,
Oh no, it's just that no nigga, you're not gonna hire this nigga when you know you don't have to. You got other people.
yup.
So to hire, so
He is trying to hire him only to benefit himself. That's what, once again, narcissists do. That's exactly what they do.
constant contact and have something to talk about so you can build some sort of relationship for what? Build a close relationship for what?
For what? For what?
Exactly. If it can work, maybe I can reestablish something and get back together. That's why you're spending so much energy and time and effort.
Exactly. And you gotta, Fred, yes, read it for what it is. You are putting so much energy into something that you truthfully know is not gonna go the way you want it to go unless you're in control of it, instead of it happening naturally. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be a person of substance because you're just gonna be a person that uses emotional tactics to get what you want. Emotional tactics to get what you want. You will sit here crying boo-hoo how you want to suck my friend's dick and how you want to do this and that to my friend, and my friend don't want to engage with you with that inappropriate behavior because you guys are friends. Friends. But no, you want to be that person that keeps being the one in control, not realizing you're not in control because you can't even logically control your damn self, young man. Get it together. Does cheating change people? Yes. Does cheating sometimes make people more of a narcissist? Yes. Sometimes it does heal people, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you got people waiting in the background, waiting 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, some people 10 years, just to come back into your life to show you why the hell you left their life. Everybody, thank you for listening to No Love Lost 2.0. Make sure you stream part 1 and part 2 on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, as well as Amazon Music and iHeartRadio. You can stream the podcast on all those sites as well, and hit that notification tab and make sure you hit that thumbs up. And I would appreciate some comments and some reviews. It's really helpful for the platform, and keep showing that love. One love.